Welcome back to Epsom Racecourse, where I'm joined for Policing TV by James Deller, who is the... Now James, we did talk about what your precise job title was with the Metropolitan Police Service. Do tell us again.
So I'm the Special Chief Officer responsible for all of the volunteer police officers within the Metropolitan Special Constabulary.
We're going to continue our walk here at Epsom Racecourse. We're going to head up the hill here. Let's hope we don't get too many race horses deciding to gallop down or up. But on this part of the recording, it's really an invitation for you to expand on the ambition that you have for your role as the Special Chief Officer of the Metropolitan Police Service. So tell us about that and your ambition.
So the key thing for me is to provide a capable and deployable resource for the Metropolitan Police Service, and we're going through an amazing part of policing history with the changes that are affecting the Metropolitan Police Service under our current Commissioner, Sir Mark Rowley, looking at creating a new Met for London and embedded in that strongest ever neighbourhood policing. Now, those are big statements, but the reality is if we don't break that down into things we can actually do, we will never achieve those grand ambitions. So from my perspective in the Special Constabulary, I've identified what originally started as 3 R's, and then from our conversation we had previously, we've found a 4th R, but since people have been hearing me talk about R's, we've now added a further 2 R's, so I'm up to 6 R's. So if there's any other viewers who've got any ideas of some really good ideas starting with the letter R, do get in touch with Bernard and let me know. So the first one is recruitment. If we don't recruit people, we will no longer exist. But it isn't just about recruiting officers, it's about recruiting the right officers, making sure they come with the right motivations, with the intention to stay. We have officers who have ambitions to join, become regular officers. I call them revolving door officers, and that's not to be in any way rude, but for every officer that comes in through one door, another one rotates out there. But I'm more interested in those who want to come and stay and make a long and valid contribution to their communities and reflect those communities which they hail from. And that's, to me, really important. If we are to succeed within the work that we're trying to do, which is to build a stronger relationship with our neighbourhoods, we have to reflect those neighbourhoods that we serve. And the Special Constabulary traditionally have been very good at achieving that objective. So
let me just ask a naive question on recruitment of special constables. If you're recruited as a special, let's clearly focus on the Met, are you going to end up being invited to police your local neighbourhood rather than being sent to the other side of the Met?
Ordinarily, most officers find themselves working in the communities that they come from, but that's not always necessarily the case. Now, and I'm here in Epsom Downs, where I used to live, and I was always happy and proud to police the streets where I live. This is what matters to me. It isn't other parts of the country, it's where I live. I'm making a difference to law and order in the streets that I live in on my day-to-day basis, whether I'm on duty or not. It's not just for me, it's for my friends, my neighbours and the wider community, and that's what motivates me, and it's those motivations that I'm hoping to tap into for our future special constables, about doing something positive in their local community. The second thing is rejuvenation, the 2nd R. Now, it's about looking at ways we can improve what we do for our existing officers, which in turn makes it appealing potentially for new officers to join as well. So can we lean some of our processes? Can we be more efficient? Can we take away some of the unnecessary things that get in the way of us wanting to do our policing? Nobody likes the faff of business. People want to come in and get straight on with policing, and I think that to me is really important. So I wanted to rejuvenate, look at the ways that we improve it, the experience becomes more enjoyable. The 3rd R is about retention. It's about keeping officers and maintaining their careers for as long as we possibly can. It's about leadership, it's about motivation, it's about variety, it's about specialising, it's about that sense of value. And so if officers feel value, if they feel that they're being used appropriately, they're given the tools to do the job, they last longer within the Special Constabulary, and we get a return of investment. But more importantly, we get experience within the community, and that's when the community really can build that relationship. It isn't a drop in and drop out. They'll see the same people over many years, and that connection makes a difference. And I know that from serving in Epsom for over a decade, knowing and seeing people grow up, and those relationships often take many years to develop, but by goodness, once you've got a good relationship with the community, you can really make a difference. The fourth R, which came out of our conversation, was responsiveness. Now,
well, this started, yes, when we had our first online recorded conversation. There were originally 3 R's, and as you've indicated at the start of this second recording, or rather this second recording on Epsom Downs, there are a number of other elements that are being added to this. So I interrupted you, but let me not interrupt you anymore on this exposition of the R's that you had.
So the fourth R that came up was responsiveness, and I think that's recognising the realities of policing, that it's a changing environment all the time, and if we are to provide that capable and competent resource to the Special Constabulary and to the Metropolitan Police in general, we need to be responsive. We need to make sure that we're able to adapt to the demands that are known, and more importantly the demands that are unknown that may present themselves. So we have to make sure that we're trained, equipped and capable and motivated to deal with the unknown. And then the other sets of R's that have appeared is reward and recognition, and I'd like to thank Martin Stewart, who was in Bedfordshire Police many years ago, who was actually the ACPO lead for Special Constabulary, who heard and saw the article, and he said, well, but what about reward and recognition? So these are for you, Martin. Yes, reward and recognition is really important for the specials. We don't get paid, so some people want rewards, and that can come in the form of many different things, but I think what's most important is recognition, and rewards have a price, but recognition has a value, and it's often priceless, and that's simply on occasions just saying thank you and being recognised for the commitment that we give, and that actually that discretionary time we spend makes a huge difference within our community. Many of our officers aren't looking for money, they're in very well paid jobs, and that's often the reason why they're not a full-time police officer. But what they do want is to be recognised that it's their time to give, not the organisation's time to take.
So those those R's summarise your ambition for the next several years as the Metropolitan Police's most senior Special Constable. Remind me again of the exact title that you enjoy.
Special Chief Officer.
Special Chief Officer. James Deller, thank you so much again from Epsom Downs on the racecourse here. We're going to record one further element in the grandstand, or adjacent to the grandstand, that viewers will see behind your right shoulder. So let's head over there and make one more recording.